This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. Can you hear me? Please, this is Sunil. Please confirm.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Prashant. Yeah, Karthik. Thank you very much.
much.
Okay. So today we are starting a new tool of DevOps, which is important, very important, is Jenkins. Okay. So this is a plan for our today's session. So today we'll be learning what is Jenkins. What do you mean by the term continuous integration, continuous delivery? What are the stages involved in the CI/CD process? Creating a CI/CD infrastructure. Infrastructure is nothing but creating the EC2 machines which are required for CI/CD process. How to install Jenkins? We will manually install Jenkins. We learn how can we install Jenkins in the EC2 machines, and then we'll also experience how to log into Jenkins and how to create a simple job and how to run a specific job and just experiencing the environment to make ourselves comfortable with the environment. So this is all the yes, this is all the points what we'll be discussing in our today's session. So let's proceed. Dinesh, this is the notes. Dinesh. Please have a look at it.
Okay, Sunil.
Clearly
Thank
contains
you.
all the steps. Okay.
Okay, Sunil.
So if anybody asks you what is if anybody asks you what is Git, yes, you can say it's a source code management tool as well as version controlling tool. If anybody asks you what is Maven, yes, you know it's a build tool. If anybody asks you what is Jenkins, your answer should be it's a CI/CD tool. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. First point. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. What does CI/CD stands for? Please have a look at the notes. CI/CD stands for continuous integration, continuous delivery. It helps in performing CI/CD process, continuous integration, continuous delivery. That's why it is called a CI/CD. Now, what is continuous integration? What is continuous delivery? Anyways, we are discussing in this session. Okay. Now, Jenkins is a self-contained, open source automation. The tool behind automation is Jenkins. Does Git takes do you think Git is involved in automation? No, it is a source code management and version control. It does not involve in automation process. Build is also not an automation tool. Jenkins is an automation tool. It helps in automation. Yes, start. Which is used to automate the task related to what it automates. Obviously, when I say automation tool, what does it automate? It automates the task related to building the artifact. Building is nothing but building the artifact, testing the artifact, and delivering it to the client. So Jenkins is helpful for building an artifact. It will automate it. Once the artifact is built, what you need to do? You need to deploy it, and then so that the testing team will test it. It also helps in testing. And if testing is passed, it will be delivered to production. We make it live. So Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. It's an automation tool which helps in performing tasks related to building, testing, and delivery. Clear about this? Any questions in understanding Jenkins? Okay, fine. Jenkins can be installed in the standalone machine. The only prerequisite is we need to have Java runtime environment. You can install Jenkins in your Windows machine also. Any machine you want, you can install it. The only prerequisite is that the machine should have Java runtime environment. Okay. But anyways, we'll not install it on our machine. We'll install it on AWS Cloud. Well, I said Jenkins is a CI/CD tool, stands for continuous integration, continuous delivery. What are the stages involved in the CI/CD process? Please try to understand. CI/CD is a combination of 5 stages or 5 steps. Continuous download, continuous build, deploy, testing, delivery. These are the stages involved in the CI/CD: continuous download, continuous build, continuous deployment, continuous testing, and continuous delivery. So all these activities should be done by using Jenkins. Okay, all these activities should be done by using Jenkins. Out of these 5 stages, the first 4 stages is called as continuous integration. The first 4 stages are called as continuous integration. The last stage is called continuous delivery. Okay. Okay. So what is continuous integration? What is continuous delivery? What do you mean by continuous download? All this I'll explain. To perform the CI/CD stages, we need to have minimum 3 machines. To perform CI/CD stages, we need to have minimum how many machines? 3 machines. Dev server. Practically also, have you observed? Every project will have 3 instances, isn't it, Prashant? Any technology, we will have development instance, test instance, also called as QA instance, and production instance, isn't it? So we'll have minimum 3 instances in the real time, is it?
Yes.
Dev server. Dev server. Okay. Dinesh, can you guess what do you mean by continuous download? What do you think? What is your understanding about continuous download?
I think downloading the source code from GitHub.
From GitHub to where?
To that the Maven local repository, or else using that source code only we'll be building the artifact.
Yeah, so you are right. Continuous download is nothing but downloading the source. Okay. So in the dev machine, I to understand the infrastructure required. In the dev machine, we'll install Git, we'll install Maven, we'll install Java because Java is the prerequisite for Jenkins, and then we'll install Jenkins. These are the softwares which we'll be installing in the dev machine. If you want to deploy, you need to have a server. So for that, we are maintaining the Tomcat server. In the QA, we'll also install Tomcat in the production. This is the infrastructure part. We'll be creating these 3 EC2 machines, and then we'll be installing all these softwares in the corresponding machines. Okay. Now I am explaining about the step-by-step process.
Sir, I have a query.
Yes, Prashant.
So when you say continuous download, I mean the codes that they generate, okay, the source code they generate. Okay. So it is I mean 1 time or 2 time that they generate. Then why continuous download? I still didn't get that.
I'll tell you. You are not comfortable with the term continuous. Why they're mentioning it as continuous, isn't it? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll explain. Where the source code will be available, Prashant? The complete project source code is available in where?
Local repository or the GitHub.
GitHub repository. The complete project source code, which is
GitHub
built by
repository.
group of developers, will be GitHub repository. The term continuous download refers to downloading the source code. Continuous download is referring to, that means continuous download, the meaning of continuous download is downloading the source code. Fine. When it is downloading from where to where? From, obviously, because the source code is available in the GitHub, from GitHub. To where we should download? We'll download it in the dev server. The source code will be downloaded into the dev server.
Okay.
The process of downloading the source code from the GitHub repository to the dev server is called as continuous download.
Okay.
Here.
Any
So questions?
Somewhat clear, but still, I mean, once the source
No,
code is
I'm not explaining about the term continuous. I'll explain that later.
Okay, sir.
Once I explain. Okay, forget about the term continuous. Forget about this. Understand the stage download.
Okay.
Continuous download is nothing but downloading the
Code from the Git repository to the
dev server. Any questions in understanding the continuous download? So who should do it?
Developer.
Who should do it? Jenkins tool should do it. We will not download. So we'll ask Jenkins to download. Jenkins will download the source code. All these are activities done on Jenkins. Okay, so that is done by Jenkins. Okay. Yes, Dinesh.
Sunil, why don't we have Tomcat in dev server or else Git to Maven Java in QA and prod server?
I'll tell you. Once you explain the, once I complete the process, you'll understand.
Okay.
We are making this kind of infrastructure. Okay.
Okay.
Now, where it is downloaded? It is downloaded in the development side. That is Dinesh. The code is downloaded. The code is here. Can you do anything in the code? Can you do anything in the code? Code? No, cannot do anything unless it is packaged and gives and converted in the form of an artifact. So, stage 2 continuous build is process of converting the source code which is downloaded into an artifact. The source code is converted into an artifact. For this process, we'll be obviously using a tool called as Maven. So Jenkins will invoke Maven. Jenkins will invoke Maven, and Maven will take the source code which is downloaded and convert the source code into an artifact. Now, where the artifact will be created, obviously in the desktop. So this is stage 2, continuous build. Any questions, Rajendra? Ananya?
Sweet. Jenkins will trigger to the Maven. From the Maven, it will be converted to the source code, right?
You are right. Jenkins will trigger Maven. Okay. Yes. So in the Jenkins job, Karthik, in the Jenkins job, we'll be creating a Maven command. We'll be writing a Maven command ambient package. So whenever the job gets executed, the artifact will be generated. Okay.
Sunil, here, Maven will again trigger GitHub, or it always through the Jenkins only?
Maven will not trigger GitHub.
Okay.
Maven
Only
will
Jenkins
be
will
called
trigger
first Maven will be invoked after downloading the source code.
Okay.
Downloading the source code is not the responsibility of a Maven.
Okay.
Maven will not download the source code. Okay. So which will download the source code? Git will download the source code.
Jenkins will only responsible to
will move Git. Jenkins will take help of Git.
Yes.
Okay, and then the source code will be downloaded.
Okay.
So that's the reason we have installed Git.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And is this valid only for GitHub or any kind of another Git also it applicable Jenkins?
Anything you can download. So only you should have a proper URL, positive URL. That's it.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. But after downloading the source code only, it will invoke. I mean, it will trigger the
Maven.
Maven. Yes. Okay. Okay.
It will trigger in the sense who will trigger.
Jenkins will trigger Maven.
You are right. Everything is
Yes.
done to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Dinesh, please.
Nafis.
Hey, Sunil, sorry. How, I mean, apart from Maven, for example, we have Visual Studio installed on the dev server.
Yes.
Are you going to show us how to trigger
No.
Jenkins to the studio?
As of now, no. As of now, I'll be showing you the Maven.
Mhm.
Okay. Any plugin, any build tool, if you want, you can use it. You need to install a plugin for that. Okay. Jenkins
Okay,
will have
for
all the plugins. So if you want
we
to
will
use
be
any
requiring
other
a plugin. We will be requiring a
plugin, so
plugin.
when you have the plugin, once you install the plugin, you'll have all the options as if you are manually using the build tool. So use that options and then run it to the artifact.
Okay.
Okay. So the artifact is ready. Now what the Jenkins should do? Having the artifact as a development mission is nothing. What is the next step? Next step is testing. So you need to deploy it, isn't it? So that if you want to deliver it in the queue instance. Before moving to production is a live mission, isn't it? Live instance. So before moving to production, so we want the testing team to test our instance. If you want to test the testing team to test a particular web application, it should be deployed. So that is the reason we'll be creating a new EC2 machine called as a QA server, and then we'll install Tomcat on the QA server, and then we'll deploy the artifact into the QA server. Once the artifact is deployed, then the application will be available for the testing team to start test. So continuous deployment is process of deploying the artifact into the QA server. That is stage 3. Any doubts? Deployment simple. Once the application is deployed, okay, application will be available. So testing team will also access the application using the URL or an IP address. They'll access the application. Continuous testing. Continuous testing. What is continuous testing? Testing, especially in DevOps environment, testing happens using the automation tools. Testing, it will not be a manual testing. When it is testing, especially for a DevOps project, it will be automation tools like Selenium, automation testing, like Selenium, some other testing. So what the testing team will do? Testing team will create the test scripts and run the test scripts on the application. So the application is tested, whether the application is perfectly working as per the required functionality or not. Okay, so this process of running the testing related scripts is called as continuous testing. Running the testing related scripts is called as continuous testing. Anyways, we'll see this practically. Okay. Assuming the testing. Yes, Azir.
If your testing is going to be happen on QA server, what if something wrong happen on dev server, same thing will be copied to QA server also.
Something.
If continuous development and continuous deployment, something I have written a code and I deployed it to a GitHub that went to dev automatically because it is going to trigger automatically, right? And it will be to QA also. But if what if a script is wrong or something, some scenario will not.
The purpose is to identify the purpose of the testing is to identify the bugs, isn't it, Asif? Okay. The testing team will create the test scripts, okay, and run it, assuming that the application is having some issues, okay, which needs to be fixed. Then we'll again send an email notifications to the development saying that this is the problem. Okay,
It is
we'll
not
not
pro.
move. We'll not move forward because there is some bugs.
So we don't have any option to test on dev server.
The dev server is specially for development process, not for the testing process. Isn't it practically?
But unit
Testing
testing we have to
team.
do.
Okay. I'm talking about the testing with respect to automation testing, like Selenium or
Yes.
something. Okay. As I said, DevOps is all about automation. There's no scope for manual testing here. As it. Okay.
Yes.
Companies
Okay.
implementing DevOps methodology, they need to use an automation tool.
Okay. Yes. Thank
Sunil, so developers won't do unit testing here.
Developer
I mean,
does unit testing. To what extent developer will do? Developer will check whether the code is correctly running or not. They run their code and give some input and get the result output. It is not more than that.
Okay.
Actual testing
Okay, sir.
happens with the QA server.
Okay. So for doing the unit testing, then don't they need any server or else?
Unit
No
testing,
need.
they do it at the individual developer point.
Machine. Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
not the
sir.
complete application. This is complete
Okay.
application.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, so here the testing scripts will be executed. Okay. If the testing is passed, so we deploy the artifact, right? So Jenkins will deploy the artifact to the QA server and then the QA scripts. The testing scripts will get executed, and if this testing is passed, that means the application is perfect. That means this artifact is perfect. Then what we do? We deliver it to the client, so that the client will start using it live. Delivering is nothing but deploying the artifact to production. Stage 3 and stage 5 is almost the same. The only thing is delivering is nothing but deploying in which instance, production instance. If you're doing the same thing in the QA instance, it's called as deployment. The same thing you do it in the production instance, called as delivery. So we use Jenkins tool to deploy the same artifact into the production instance, so that if it is perfectly working, then we make it live. This is the process of CI/CD stage. Have you observed? Suddenly the Facebook environment changes. Yesterday you logged into Facebook. Today sometimes there will be many changes in the dashboard. Some options, new options suddenly comes into picture. Suddenly they'll remove some options. Have you observed this kind of changes in the UI? So all this will be automated. Somewhere developer develops the source code for the new requirement, upload it into GitHub. That's it. Once he uploads into GitHub, that's it. The Jenkins will start working on it. Jenkins will identify, okay, there's changes in the source code. The new source code will be downloaded. The new artifact will be created. It will be deployed. It will be tested, and it will be delivered. That's all that.
Sunil, Ananya here. So
Ananya,
basically, Jenkins will pull the new commits from the GitHub. Is it right?
You are right. Perfect.
All the new commits will be continuously integrated,
exactly. So Jenkins will regularly every 1 minute or every 2 minutes or every 5 minutes, depending on the interval which we set, it will always scan the new commits. Okay. Whenever the GitHub repository is updated, immediately Jenkins will identify that particular update, and then it starts this process pipeline: download, build, deploy, test. Okay. Ananya?
Sunil, got it.
Hello, Sunil, Akhil here. Hello. Hello.
Yes, I'm
I
back.
think
Some audio connection issues. Okay. Clear, Ananya?
Yeah, can. Hello.
I think your doubt is.
Hello.
Yes, Akhil, please tell me.
Yeah, Sunil, this continuous build is possible through Maven, right?
Yes.
I mean, after build in development system, again it will deploy to queue system, right?
Yes.
After testing or before testing, it will deploy it in queue system. in
No,
development system
first we develop. First we see where is testing happens.
after deployment.
Hmm.
But
Testing
for
after
example,
deployment.
if there are any errors in the source code, some
Then stage 5 will
build
not be proceeded. Will not proceed with stage 5.
okay stage 5. But
Stage 5
again, it
happens
will
only
be.
when the code is fixed.
Mhm. Mean delivery means like into the production system, right?
That's it. Yes.
Okay.
The live environment.
What is my question is like, for example, if we having any error in development system with the code, then after testing after testing, if we move to Q system, it would be better, no?
No, no.
Like we can identify errors
Now
here itself.
why are we deploying the artifact into QA?
Testing only, for testing only.
For testing only.
Yes.
This instance is specially created for testing purpose.
Yes. Okay.
You understand?
Correct.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Yes, Sunil.
Okay.
Yes, Vikas.
Well, this process, this whole Jenkins only works on the web apps. Is that true or not?
Your volume is very low.
Okay, so this whole process, the Jenkins CI/CD, only works on the web applications.
Oh, yeah. It can also work on standalone applications. Okay. So in that
Like
case, you will not install Tomcat because Tomcat is a web server. So you need to identify the right standalone server, whichever you want it, and then you need to deploy it.
So the product I work,
Is a local.
and help me understand this one. So the product I work is a desktop application. It deployed on
Mhm.
Citrix servers. Um, how the CI/CD works over there?
Now, is your application? How do you access that application which you are using?
Via Citrix.
Via Citrix. Even that's also a web application because you are accessing via Citrix.
No, but
Even the
then we just connect with the Citrix, but then it opens a desktop application. It's a Windows application.
standalone application.
Yeah.
Okay. So that application is hosted somewhere because
Right.
okay, it is hosted somewhere. So you can deploy it. We can also perform that kind of activity. So even it needs a server. Even though it's a standalone application, it needs a server because it is not installed on your machine, isn't it? It is installed in one centralized location, isn't it? Because
Yep.
not only
Correct.
you, like you, many other people are also accessing the application parallelly, isn't it?
Yep.
So
Correct.
we need to understand the underlying technology, how exactly where exactly it is hosted, and then we need to copy those files into that particular machine. But it's also nothing but copying at the right location. Deployment is all about deploying the artifact is nothing but copying the artifact at the right location. In Tomcat, there is a right directory called web apps. In that web apps, we need to deploy the particular application. In case in your machine also, we need to understand the underlying technology where exactly your standalone application is hosted, and then we need to copy that application into this machine. Identify the IP address of the server and then copy it to that particular machine. Okay.
Okay.
Because
Yep. Thanks.
okay. So this is the CI/CD stages. Out of these 5 stages, first 4 stages are called as continuous integration, and the last stage is called as continuous delivery. Okay. So to perform the CI/CD stages practically, so we need to have minimum 3 instances. As I told you, we'll be creating dev, queue, and production. Okay. So let's log into AWS. Deepti, I think you got is the Maven error solved? Rajendra, how is your practice going on?
Yes, sir, doing well. Actually planning to give the AWS solution architect exam next week. That is also
Planning to?
actually planning to give the solution architect certification exam in next week.
Okay, so are you
AWS.
preparing?
Sorry, sir.
Do you have the dump?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I had enrolled some courses on Udemy also, that practice exam. That is
Did you
also.
have the dumps?
Yes, you have given me, right? That is also I'm using.
Okay, any other dumps also there other than those?
No, that's one only. If you have something else, so
Uh,
please let me know. Maybe that will also.
So not only those dumps, I have other. I have one information where the dumps are sold. So if you don't mind, I'll share that number. Get that other dumps
Yeah,
also, because not to depend on only one dump which I have told.
yeah, please, sir. I will bring you in the WhatsApp.
Please email me. Okay,
Okay.
WhatsApp me, not email. WhatsApp me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I'll
Thank you,
provide
sir.
you contact number. Who is it? He's a dump seller. You're from which city?
Pune. Pune, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Going with Ubuntu. Number of machines, 3 machines. I don't want any restrictions. All traffic from anywhere. This is without any restrictions. On launch. New repair. So let's name it as. So please go ahead and you also create these machines. Let's connect to their server. Okay. Now what all needs to be installed on the dev server? We need to install Git, we need to install Maven, and for Jenkins the prerequisite is Java. We need to install Java, we need to install Jenkins. Okay, so I have the document ready with all the steps. Okay, I'll be sharing this document anyways, you know it. So please follow the steps and set up the dev server. So look at this.
Sunil,
Update
can't we do
library
using
monitor.
putty
Yes,
instead of git bash?
you can do that. Anything is okay.
Okay.
Updating the apt repository. Installing Java. Please follow and make the environment ready. Okay, very important. Be careful when setting up the environment also.
So no need to download Java from Google, else we can download using this apt
From
command
apt
itself.
repository. Yeah. Yes.
So even Maven also we can install here using apt.
I'll show you.
Okay.
You are from which city, Dinesh?
Sure. Andhra Pradesh.
Okay, currently you're in native? Which
Yeah,
district?
I'm in native only. Nellore district, Nellore.
Nellore town or nearby?
Nearby Nellore. It's Core Mandalam.
Core is next to Penna River, isn't it?
Yes, Sunil, yes, correct, exactly.
There's one old engineering college, I think so.
Sorry?
Who has inaugurated? There's some old engineering college inaugurated by some person. Polytechnic college or engineering college?
Yeah, it's Polytechnic College, Government Polytechnic College.
It's a very old college, right?
Yeah, Sunil, very old. So you are from which city, Sunil? Native.
I mean, it is Nellore. That's the reason I know that.
Okay, Nellore in this, I mean like,
But I am born and brought up in Hyderabad.
okay, fine. Nellore, I mean like any nearby or I mean like in Nellore?
Nellore
Which
town.
area? Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Gopi. Any questions, Gopi?
Yes, Sunil. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Actually, you said that if there is any new commit happen, Jenkins will automatically trigger and process all these things like until deployment.
Yes,
So
perform the
what
stages.
what happened if any existing setup, anything impact for that existing setup? Got my point?
Hello.
Hello. Are you able to hear me? Sunil?
Hello. Yeah, Gopi, I have lost your audio connection.
Yeah, and now are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, what happened for the existing setup? Anything impact for that existing one? I mean, like already, I mean, some applications are running, right? Yeah.
The existing applications will not get affected. We'll see practically how it's.
Yeah, sure. So because here we are not taking any minimal downtime, so automatically the triggering and all happening. So just
We're done with installing Java. If you want to check whether Java is successfully installed or not, Java. Yes, Java is ready. Next, look at this. Sudo apt-get install-y git space maven. One single command will install both git and maven. Both the tools will be installed in one single command. So, 1 minute, please. So we are done with installing Java. We are done with installing Git. Maven Java. Next thing we need to install Jenkins. Okay, how do we do it? Look at this. If you want to check whether Git is installed or not, Git hyphen version. Yes, this is the Git installed. MBN hyphen version. Check whether MBN is installed. That's also installed. Next. If you want to install Jenkins, Google search for Jenkins download. Take the first link. Here we have a downloading options of Jenkins. You need to select this generic Java package. Okay. Here also we have generic Java package. Here also this is LTS, long-term support. Okay, which is more stable. This is a weekly updates will happen for this particular platform. We don't want a weekly update. We want long-term support. So this is the Jenkins software. Select this. So when you save it, what will happen? Tell me, when you save this, what will happen? Jenkins will be downloaded. Download. Okay. Download. In the download, I'm selecting the downloads folder. Save. So what's happening here? Jenkins is getting downloaded. Where it is downloaded, where this software is getting downloaded? In my Windows machine. Do I need to install Jenkins in my Windows machine? No, I need to install Jenkins on the dev server. So, but that means you should download the software in the dev server, not in your personal laptops. Because we are not installing Jenkins on the personal laptop. So this is not the right approach. Anyways, it's getting downloaded. That's fine. But we should not download. It's meaningless. We will not use this file. So select right click on this, whichever you want to download, and then
Sir,
copy the
can't
link address.
we copy the
1
link
minute.
and
Copy the
use
link address.
wget?
Yes, so that's what I'm showing you. Copy the link address. Link address is nothing but the link. The link address. Okay, in this link address, don't disturb the address. Before that, you need to use a word called wget. When you prefix it by using the command called wget, so whatever the file which wherever in whichever environment you are running this command, in that environment the Jenkins file will be downloaded. That Jenkins.war file will be downloaded. So I won't download in the dev server. As you know, we have connected to dev server. So here in the dev server, okay, right now ls, there are no files. Please observe in the current location there are no files. I'm using wget to be the link URL. So what is happening here? The Jenkins.war file is getting downloaded. Yes, ls. Now you can see Jenkins.war file. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Akhil.
Even Java file should also download in dev server or in our local system itself.
No, nothing in our local machine. Everything we have downloaded in the Git bash, right? These commands where did I execute it?
Yeah, in Git bash only.
Git and Maven. Where did I install it using sudo in the terminal? Everything we are doing it in the dev server. We are not installing anything in our personal laptops.
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So what is happening? The file gets.
For installing Java, you have used sudo apt. For installing Maven and Git, you have used apt get.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, like how we need to differ it, like.
Sorry, when installing Java,
we have used sudo apt and install Java -y Java, right? And for Maven and Git, we have used
Java.
No. I understood. There we have used only apt. Here we are using apt get. So what is the difference in it? You got it right? What I'm asking.
Okay, so the difference between apt and apt get.
Yeah, why you need to use apt and why?
Now, in case if this particular softwares are not available in the repository, when you use apt get, it gets updated and then it gets installed. Okay.
Okay.
Java, by default, you'll have it in the repository.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so this file is downloaded. It's not just downloading. We need to install. You need to run this file. Var file. You need to run it. How to run is the command is java-jar. Okay. What's the file name you want to run it? Jenkins.org, right? This is the file name, right? Java-jar Jenkins.var is the command to run it. So Jenkins is starting.
Actually, Jenkins will do for the Visual Studio also, correct? I mean, if I want to do the continuous integration and deployment, Jenkins will work out. Or is there any
Yes.
other tool?
No,
Will do it.
Jenkins.
Only.
Yeah, we'll do it. Jenkins is irrespective of the technology. Anything you
Okay.
can do it. Okay. See here. Look at the message. Jenkins is fully up and running. So how can we access Jenkins? Where in which machine Jenkins is installed? Jenkins is installed in the dev server. Take the public IP of the dev server. Jenkins runs on the port number 8080. Jenkins runs on the port number 8080. I have taken the public IP of the dev server and then 8080. See? Yeah, this is the Jenkins page. It is asking you to enter the password. Password will get it from the terminal. Please use the following password to proceed with the installation. You need to install the suggested. You can install all plugins or suggested plugins. All plugins will take very long time. So always go for suggested plugins. You need to install some plugins for Jenkins, so it gets automatically gets installed. You need to wait for some time.
So this part, do we have to do it through CLI? I mean, through GUI, not possible in CLI.
You can do everything in CLI also. But this is a one-time activity, which we are doing it now, setting up the dev server.
We take care of OS also while doing this thing. I mean, setting up the things, the security
Sorry?
thing like authentication and authorization. There is some OWS OApps markup I'm able to see. This is Nafis here. So we take care of all these things, security level, authorization, authentication, and all.
You're talking about this one.
Yeah. So automatically it does it?
No, I'm not aware of this.
Okay. And basically, when we
There are some
do
minimum small plugins and nothing but softwares which are required on top of Jenkins. Okay, so that's happening here.
because it is open web application security things. So I'm thinking that it does automatically. That is very good actually. If it is doing.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I have so Jenkins will do automatically everything, right? Continuous integration, testing, deployment, and all.
Yes.
So as a DevOps, what we need to it's a one-time setup, right? So continuously every time whenever the developer
You'll understand. Okay, once we start, you'll understand.
Hey Sunil, Vikas here.
Yes, because
While this is updating, can you please give some idea, some information, or your understanding? What are all the responsibilities of DevOps engineer? So far we learned so many things, but
okay.
Jenkins is the one where it starts. But other than Jenkins, what all areas the DevOps engineer covers?
Okay. This is the resume. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's try to understand how far we are able to match up with this particular resume. It's not my resume. Someone else has sent his resume to me for a particular opportunity. Okay. Experience in building, packaging, deploying in all the environments. Because it's nothing but the infrastructure which we are creating. Okay, you should have an experience in creating the infrastructure, which one dev machine, QA machine, and then production. Hands-on experience in CI tools, installation like Jenkins. We are having now. I'm showing you installation. Experiencing the CI/CD. Okay, look at the terms. Experience in using version controlling tools like Git. Yes, we are familiar about this. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. This is easy to part. Okay. Anyways, we had experience. Okay. Monitoring tool Nagios. Anyways, we'll be learning. Performing installation configuration of Tomcat. That means this one. Installation and configuration of Tomcat and Apache server. So see, look at this. The responsibilities are strongly binded with the AWS environments. That means cloud platform goes together. Okay, if you have to look at this, you can see a lot of cloud platform terms. The DevOps is strongly integrated with the cloud. So that's the reason we have started AWS, right? So in the afternoon 4 p.m. Okay, so that makes you combination better. Okay.
Yep.
This is all responsibility. So whatever we are learning every day, okay, it's every day. Whatever we are learning is important. You can place it. So involved in performing Git related operations, involved in version controlling, provided instructions to development team to manage their branching, manage their source code using the branching. These kind of tasks you can place it. Okay.
Yeah.
But sir, if you check with this resume,
1 minute.
don't you feel like he has actually mentioned each and every step?
Automation, build using Jenkins. So standard terms. Okay. So there are a lot of resumes in the market, especially in DevOps, because the DevOps is right now very good in the market. So there are 10 profiles. If there are 100 profiles in the market, 10 will be genuine and 90 will be tech experience. Yeah. Prashant, you're saying something?
Yes, sir. I mean, when you're showing that resume, I mean, he has actually mentioned all the tools that he has
Skill
used
sets.
and all the.
Lot of skill sets.
Uh,
So we are not covering all this. That's what I want to tell you.
so, I mean, is it necessary to actually go ahead and
Valid
mention all this?
contact. No. If you don't know, how can you mention, Prashant?
No, sir. I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about his roles and responsibilities.
Okay.
He has actually mentioned like he has used I mean installation of var files and everything. Isn't that a common terminology in DevOps? I mean, do we do it on a day-to-day basis out there? I think
No.
right.
Whenever required, we should be in a position to do it. That's it.
Okay.
Maybe day to day or whenever requirement arises, we will be doing it. Okay. Need not be a day-to-day process. Maybe it may be one-time process also.
And Sunil, what is that working as DevOps engineer and worked as build and release engineer? Both are same only, right?
Before DevOps, build and release is the old concept. Okay.
Okay.
That's why they call it build and release, right? In the beginning class. Okay.
Sir, do you have any resume for an experienced person? I mean, this guy, he was like in 3 years of experience, so more than that or something.
How many you want? 5?
I mean, more than 3 years of experience, like in 5-6 years of experience.
Password is also admin. Yes, I'll share it, not a problem. Okay.
Can you tell me once again, like create first admin user?
So once the plugins are installed, it will ask you to create first user. Okay. That's an admin user. You need to create admin user. User I'm admining. Password also for easy remembrance. I'm using the same password admin and admin. Email address you cannot provide. You can provide any email address will not validate. That's it. This is Jenkins. Jenkins runs on port number 808. Please observe it. Okay. Jenkins is ready. Start using Jenkins. So Millis also create the infrastructure on your AWS environment. Okay, so we are done with configuring dev server. Okay, so before configuring QA server and production server, because of the time restriction, so let's create a simple job, because as per our agenda, so CI/CD infrastructure and AWS, we have not completed QA and prod. Anyways, we'll be doing it in next coming sessions. We have learned installing Jenkins on the EC2 machine. How to in Jenkins, whatever you want to do it, in whatever the activity you want to do it, you need to create a job. Any activity you want to do it, you need to create a job. So here you have an option of creating a job. You can create a job from here, or you can create a job from selecting this new item. Item name is nothing but the job name. I'm writing a job called sample. Select it as freestyle project. Click on OK. So in Jenkins, observe here, we are creating a new job called sample job. So this is how the job looks like. It will have all these tabs: general, source code management, build environment, build, post build actions. Okay. I want to create a simple job to display some hello world statement. The reason why I'm creating a single job to display hello statement or something, just to print a hello world statement. So I go to build a tab, and there's an option called add build step, execute shell. You can run a shell command. I write an echo statement. Echo statement is nothing but print statement. I'm writing using something like hello Jenkins. Click on apply. I have created a new job in Jenkins. Go back to dashboard. This is how a Jenkins dashboard looks like. How many jobs we have created? Only one job. What is that job? Sample job. Okay. How to run the job? So click on this play button, or you can also use on this run button. It helps you to the job. Run job has started. Job has started execution. So it will not refresh automatically. You need to manually refresh it. Yes, it has been refresh, can you see? We have a column called last success. We have a column called last failure. This job has executed first time. That's the reason you can see the number 1 here. And it is in the success column. That means the job has been successfully completed. And how to see that hello Jenkins? Click on this number and there's an option called console output, where you can see the output of your job. It says hello Jenkins, and you got a message successfully completed the job. This is how to create a simple job in Jenkins. Okay, I want to run the job second time. Can I run the job for the second time? Yes. Play button. On refresh. As I have executed the job for the second time, the number has changed to 2. And if you want to see the output, console output. So make yourself comfortable with, this is the version. Make yourself comfortable with the Jenkins environment, create a simple job, just play the job. And whenever you don't want a job, there's an option called delete project, which helps you to delete the job. That's it. Once you're practicing, please log out of Jenkins. Okay. So in this session, we have completed configuring the dev server. We have not configured QA server, production server. Anyways, tomorrow we'll be configuring QA server as well as production server, as well as we'll start the CI/CD stages. I think we can perform 2 or 3 stages. Continuous download will perform it, continuous build, and time permits will also do. Can we perform continuous deployment? So this is our plan for our tomorrow session. Meanwhile, please go ahead and create these 3 EC2 machines and complete this infrastructure of the dev server. Anyways, I'll mail you the notes, and recordings anyways will be available for you to practice. Okay.
Sunil, if you stop the EC2 instance, whether that
we need to, yeah. So once after practicing, we have logged out of Jenkins, right, Dinesh?
Yes, yes.
And then please shut down the machines. Stop the machines. That's enough.
Okay. Again, if you start next time tomorrow, if you want,
the machines, you need to run this command. Which command I'll show you tomorrow? Java-jar jenkins.var.
Okay. What about Maven and Git? No need to.
We don't need to install it. This is
Sorry.
We don't need to run Maven and Git. That get automatically configured. We need to start Jenkins by using this command. That's it. Whenever you stop the machine and stop it, you need to start the Jenkins. That you keep in mind.
Okay. So can we check using like we checked like MVN- version, right? Same way can we check using Jenkins- version? Is there any command like that?
You can check it, or you can also, because when it is opening in the browser properly, that means it's successfully installed. Is it?
Okay, fine.
That means you don't need to check it from the backend, right? You can check it from the application itself.
Okay, without installing. Okay. Without installing, can't we directly go to Google and search for Jenkins? We can't do that, right?
In Google only, we have searched for Jenkins and we have downloaded Jenkins using this website, jenkins.io. Here from here we have downloaded.
Okay, son. Okay.
We have downloaded on the dev server.
Yeah. Okay, son. Thank you. Raj.
Okay. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Okay, where we'll start the series. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Sunil.